Hello, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another Starcraft 2 broadcast. I am Anaris, bringing you continued coverage of the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament, currently taking place in China. Today we're going to be watching a best of 3 series. This is game number 2 between Liquid Jinro, spawning as the blue Terran up in the 9 o'clock position, against EG.IdrA, the red Zerg down in the 6 here on Terminus. This is going to make for a very interesting game. The reason I say that is because I mentioned in game number 1 how IDrA and Jinro are both very macro-oriented. They play very safe. I think that Jinro on this map has an opportunity here that he wasn't really afforded in game number 1 on Dual Sight. That is, the positioning of these players makes it a little bit easier for Jinro to access IDra's main with, say, drops. We remember that he's a very good multitasker. Simultaneous drops at, you remember game number 1, the first and the third bases while pressing in the middle. Yeah, that kind of play. I think that this is really the reason why Jinro picked this map. So, game number 2 here, I'm going to be expecting to see IDrA pretty much go with the same route that he always does. I mean, he's known the world over for his safe macro style play, and I feel like he's going to have to do that this game. More so, I mean, we know he's going to do it, but the reason that I'm thinking now is that, again, that drop play, he's going to be wanting to take this natural. He's going to want to put his production facilities over here, like the Spire, the infestation pit, the Baneling Nest, etc. And yeah, just kind of generally playing very defensively until he gets to that point where, like we saw in game number 1, where he is super comfortable with the map control and, like I said, stretches his legs out. So we'll see what happens here with Jinro opening up the same build as in game number 1. Gas, Rax, Factory, Hellion Harassment, loads of joy all around. So that's going to be pretty much the name of the game for both of these players here today, as actually both of them, I believe, are getting ready to scout each other out. Yeah, IDrA already scouted his opponent. Now Jinro coming in as well, spots the expansion down here, just barely, and of course, oh, well, okay, he is coming through, man, let me just tell you. But overall, I think that we're set up for a very, very exciting match. And I have to say, like I said before, Jinro, I feel like, is going to be taking advantage of that air-based play, which is a very short drop distance there between the third and the first for IDrA. So over here, IDrA dropping down his gas, pool, etc. I mean, again, everything is looking fine in that regard. Looking down here, we actually have an SCV scouting it out, dropping. Uh-oh, we got a bunker going down. Now, notice that IDrA already has his drones transferring over here. Nice split between the Marine and the bunker right there, leaving just one to chase away or to work on taking out that SCV. I don't think that Marine is actually going to be able to get here in time to do anything about it. Nope, he is not going to be able to. And with that spawning pool completed, a few Zerglings are already on the way. So smart move canceling that bunker. Pretty much the only thing he had left to do in that situation. But 26 to 21 on the supply count. Let's actually look at the income real quick, as things are still getting kind of adjusted after the drone transfer there. But we see it's going to settle into actually pretty close to one another. I would expect to see that Mule continue to kind of cause the Terran to spike it up a little bit. But he is going to be going for a command center. Also, we do have, oh, poor Marine going to be taken out right there, as that Zergling speed is currently on the way. And interesting, actually, he's building the command center down here exposed. Well, I mean, again, this is just a calculated risk. He knows that IDrA is very unlikely to commit Zerglings over there, especially since the speed for those Zerglings is going to be delayed. IDrA is really going to be wanting to keep those Zerglings over here on the creep so he can deal with things like the Hellions that are running around midfield. So, he does have the speed on the way, though, so that... Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I think it'll be close by the time those Hellions get down there. If Jinro wants to get down and do some damage, he's going to be very quick, though. As you see, more Zerglings are on the way. We've already got the Queen, the Spine Crawler. Everything's looking great, and that Zergling speed is about 80% complete. Blue Flame just starting, actually, so interesting that he's going to be committing to this attack. I say committing because he is way down here on the creep as the Zerglings have reached the Hellions. We are seeing them actually move into position to get a surround there. Very nice play by IDrA, keeping these Hellions contained down here in the third until IDrA is able to deal with them more effectively. He does have more Zerglings on the way right now. Oh no, those Zerglings just get lined up right there as both of these Hellions are actually very close to death. We see 11 and 16. Oh, barely able to get out with his life, 16 health. Queen, man, she is just so proud of herself right now with that one kill. The other one come in. Yeah, she didn't have anything on her. So with this expansion, it's complete. That Hellion harassment, I mean, if nothing else, kept the Zerg from coming over, possibly sending a couple Zerglings over to scout, kept them all over in the main. So Jinro is going to be able to just continue to build up here, and let's actually look at this time. We have a big deviation from game number 1, where he is going to be going Siege Tank. You see the blue flame is just about complete, and I believe that was an Overlord that just popped up right there. 2 Zerglings actually coming, oh, almost scouted it out. Let's actually take a look. I don't know if he actually was able to do that or not. Oh, no, he did not see the, he did not see that Tech Lab on there, nor did he see a Siege Tank. So that's actually going to work out very well for Jinro. The fact that he denied that knowledge may lead IDrA just to think, again, that it's going to be just like game number 1, where already we could see it is not. A second Siege Tank is on the way. Siege Tech just started. We've also got that Combat Shields upgrade as well. So we're going to be looking, actually, I'm wondering if he's going to be trying to be a little bit more aggressive this game with the with just a straight-up push. I mean, again, he's transitioning into earlier tanks. We do have those Hellions running around trying to come in, knock out some of the economy here, delay IDrA as long as possible. Spinecrawler going down. You see the first one came and moved over here. We've also got a Spire going and a Baneling Nest. So this is just IDrA macroing up, playing like he does. Nothing really unexpected down here. As we look into the main, we can just see the layout of the structures and everything. Heading back over to Jinro's base. Think things are a little bit more active over here. You see he's got the wall, very nice. Got the Siege Tank over here. SCV transfer as well. So with an Engineering Bay going down, may decide to go ahead and get Weapons 1, and he's actually moving out. Oh man. I think what it's doing here is he wants to try to hit the Zerg player before he really gets that Mutalisk presence, that Baneling presence on the field. He does have that Combat Shield, so that's good. Now, it's with Stim on the way. I mean, again, I think that was a good order to research that in. And nice with the Hellions there, getting a couple free kills. But, you know, if he knows he doesn't have any medevac support, so if he had researched Stim first, it won Stim, and the Banelings would have one-shot the Marines. So, had to be very careful about that. Good choice. As the Siege Tank actually sieged up. Oh, wow, the treads are off the cliff there. Didn't know they could clip the model like that. But that is a lot of mutas up there. He's already got 5 of them, ready to do some damage to those tanks. Oh, gotta watch the Marines, Jinro. Sending them in to their death. I believe that Siege Tank does have vision, as IDrA, realizing he does not have enough mutas to deal with this army, he's looking to cut off the supply line. If IDrA can keep that force contained, isolated, then I think he's going to be in a comfortable position in a couple minutes to deal with it. But for now, we see that Jinro is kind of reacting appropriately. Brought some of his forces back to deal with it, but not all. He left some of them down here as well because he's worried about Zerglings. We see a bunch of them over here have already spawned and are just kind of tucked away on the hold position. As IDrA actually loses 2 queens right now because he's dealing with these Marines down here trying to, again, cut off the supply lines. He does lose 1 Mutalisk. That is definitely not something that he needs to have happen at this point, as Jinro comes in and tries to abuse those Zerglings that are on hold position down there. Looking at the income, 49 to 50, so still not terrible there, but as time goes by, we are going to see this Terran position continue to be reinforced. We do have, again, the bunkers going down. We have a missile turret as well, guarding the rear against that Mutalisk harassment. Might decide to go ahead and move that Siege Tank up here just a little bit. We'll see what happens in the meantime, though, as the Mutas again take out that SCV, delaying this contain. But what is this, man? Jinro coming in here. You notice how this time he actually saved up a bunch of forces, brought them over at once, and they're going to be safe and sound against the Muta harass down here. Looking at the APM, all we go right now, 124 to 143, 48 to 54 in terms of the worker count. And as far as units lost right now, 3K to 15, as the Mutas, again, trying to commit to just very heavy harass, splitting apart these Marines. You see he's being kind of aggressive here. I feel like he is not happy about having to do this, but I think committing the Mutalisks to attacking that small bunch of Marines head-on, he wants to do that because he knows there are no medevacs here. If he can force a stem, that'll go a long way in the long-term goal of busting out, making those Marines super weak, letting those Zerglings come in and just, you know, Bam, bam, dead, bam, bam, dead. That's exactly what they want to do right now. And we also have the Hellions continuing to harass, knocking out this Queens. Again, the Queen is a huge target for Jinro. If he can really delay any larva, then that is just a fantastic win for him. So here comes IDrA now, full force with the Zerglings running in. Will this contain hold? The Banelings are running in and just dying one by one, making their way through the choke. IDRA's Banelings, only 2 of them actually made it through. But with these Marines coming in as well, it's going to force a GG, giving the game to Jinro, wrapping up game number 2. All right, so that's going to be it, folks. We're going to go on to game number 3 here, Intel Extreme Masters in China. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.